All right, Tony Mormino here at the 2025 AHR Expo in Orlando with my good friend Tony Furst. Tony, what's happening?
Mr. Mormino, how are you, brother?
It's good to see you.
Good seeing you.
Now with Takeo Pumps.
Yes.
Congratulations on your career move.
Thank you.
Exciting.
Thank you. It's been a cool move. I'm having a lot of fun. My new role is as a senior systems engineer for commercial training.
Nice.
So all
right
I'm
up your
doing,
alley.
yes, all I'm doing is run around the country teaching people about HVAC systems and with a focus on hydronics.
So like a dream job for you.
Oh yeah, I'm having fun.
Good for you.
So
awesome.
What we want to talk about this year, we've done several of these over the years.
Yeah.
And one of the things that, we've always talked about product. Well, this year, let's talk about something different. Let's talk about something that every engineer has to deal with, but doesn't necessarily like to.
I'm intrigued.
So
that could be a long list.
Yeah, yes, it could.
I hope sales reps are not on that list. I'm sure some of them are.
Some of them may be, but at the end of the day,
right.
One of the things that we have to do as engineers is we got to figure out what is the most efficient system to put in a building. And we've got lots of choices. I mean, walk around AHR.
Right.
Are you doing VRF? Are you doing chilled water? Are you doing fan coils? Are you doing water source heat pumps? Are you doing boilers? Take your pick. I mean, you and I have been at this for a while. We've seen the migration over the years. And now with A2L refrigerants, there's a whole new level of stuff
to
add into that mix.
An already complex scenario.
And so the challenge is, what do we do differently? How do we make those decisions, especially early on in the early phases of a project?
Right.
Whether you're a design build contractor and you're an engineer that works for a design build firm, or whether you work for a consulting engineering firm, a lot of times you're trying to make these decisions and you may or may not have a project yet.
Yeah.
So how do you give owners intelligent answers without spending a whole lot of money?
Right.
Because if you don't have a project, how much, do you really want to go and spend all that money using one of the other commercially available building modeling programs to figure out what's the best system and give the owner some options?
In the preliminary stage, to save time, a quick look, here's a rough kind of idea.
Right.
Good, better, best scenario, depending on the objectives of the owner. Some care about efficiency, they're willing to pay more for it. Some care about environmental aspects, they're willing to pay more for it. Some don't care and want the cheapest package rooftop units you can get, so you don't want to spend a whole lot of time in the initial stages before you start designing.
There's not really many good tools out there to do that.
Because the ones today are great, but they're complex.
They're complex, they require lots of time, there's a lot of inputting information. There's a lot of load, you got to do all the load calculations and everything else. You got to know all the design details about the windows and the walls and the roof and everything. It may take 6 to 9 months to get all that, depending on your project timeline. Well, the software tool we're going to talk about is called BEST. And
BEST.
BEST. And BEST happens to stand for the Building Efficiency Systems Tool, and it's version 6.2. And
we got an award. Shameless plug.
Yes. The software got the Innovation Award for software for this year. So this is a really, really neat tool that allows an engineer to make these quick decisions using all the same data, but do it intelligently and quickly.
I love it.
So I'm going to walk you through one here real quick. Okay. So we're just going to go.
And this is available where?
This is available on the Takeo website.
Website.
It is a free download. So this software is 100% free. This is not our software. This is through the Hydronics Industry Alliance and the Radiant Professionals Association. We helped develop the software a number of years ago, and then we made it available free through them. And they've continued the development, continued to add to it, as well as we've been involved in that process along the way.
I love it.
So we're going to call this a test project, and
United States, Chicago.
We're going to make this Chicago because it's easier, but you've got, if I pick a different state, Well, let's see. You're in North Carolina, so we'll pick North Carolina.
I love it.
And so this one came up with Asheville Regional, but it's got all of these different weather stations.
Right.
Okay, and we're using the typical weather data. We're not doing anything. Nothing oddball with data.
Right.
Now we're going to come in here. I'm going to put in some really simple parameters. Okay. I'm going to put length times width. I don't need to know any more than that.
Just give me a square footage.
So we're going to make this building 100 feet long, and we're going to make it 300 feet wide. And we're going to make it a 6-story building. Okay. So pretty simple questions, right?
Yep.
And then what kind of building is it?
I'm a big fan already. I can tell you.
So let's say that this is a college dormitory.
Okay.
Now, what's going to do? This is the intro for the simple building type wizard.
Right.
Okay. It's got everything already preloaded. And I'm going to go in here. I'm going to click go. Boom. That's how quick we did the energy analysis. Okay. Now, the reality is, I've got different system types and all that. So the system types that are in here, system
description.
Okay, so this is fan coil, chilled water cooling, air cooled chiller, 4-pipe.
Okay.
System 2 is package terminal air conditioners.
Right.
System 3 is heat pump, water to air, boiler tower, 2-pipe. And system 4 is VRF, air to air. Now, I can go into the advanced setting and I can pick all kinds of different systems. I can change all that. I can make it VAV.
Got it.
I can make it individual fan coils. I can make it classroom unit ventilators. I can do all of that.
Right.
Okay? So, because it knows the city we told it to, it went and pulled the energy cost data along with the weather data for that city. So that's where it's driving the energy cost. So the cool part about this is, what we're really looking at is, it's done all the energy calculations for all 4 systems for cooling, electric, cooling fossil, cooling pumps, the heating electric, heating fossil, heating fans, all those different energy components.
Right.
And told you what the different energy components are in each section for each system type.
Right. So you can see, and if something a little doesn't jive with what you expect, you can go in and make the adjustments.
Right.
Got it.
Same thing with first cost and simple payback.
Right.
Okay. So
could you go back and change the first cost?
Right. And
dollars per ton,
this,
square foot.
all this was developed through industry partners, through different mechanical contractors. And you can go in and play with all of that.
Right,
you can go into the advanced tab and you can change everything.
That's great.
Okay?
And it's not biased for chill water, which you do a lot of, because it's an industry
This is industry software.
Okay.
We got VRF in here.
Yeah.
And we have not done anything to VRF. There's chilled beam in here.
Right.
All of that, all the different system types are in here. Okay?
I love it.
You've got the life cycle costing. Okay? Because let's be realistic. If you're a building owner, you want to know what first cost is.
Right.
But you want to know what the life cycle cost is.
Yeah.
What's it going to cost me over the life of the building?
Right.
Okay? Say, we've got first cost and simple payback. Okay? And then come down here, now we've got average life expectancy.
Love it.
For the different systems. Okay? So this is the front screen that you're going to get once you run the wizard.
Right.
Okay? Now I'm going to come in here, I'm going to look at the details. Okay? So this is the details of what we built. Okay? It's got all the heat loss data for that building. And this is based on averages. Now I can go in here and I can change, if I go into advanced, I can change all of this.
Right.
Okay? I can do it by user input. I can use the defaults. I've got the building usage, I've got occupancy, and the occupancy is based on people per square foot. Nothing spectacular, it's all AHR data, okay? Supply water temperatures, hot water temperatures, I can change all of this. The other thing is this has the ability to do domestic water calculations. So it can calculate that energy cost for domestic hot water as well.
Nice.
Okay, but it gives you all of this data. Now I can go in here and play with all of this stuff. Okay, so let's go up here and we'll just pick system 2. There's all the details for system 2.
Right.
Okay, this is a PTAC system. Okay, your efficiencies are kind of dictated by AHR.
Right.
Okay. There's your electrical data. Okay. And if I need to, I can come in and change what's going on here.
Right.
Fan and pump horsepower distribution. Air duct systems, if I had that. Okay. If I had, these are all PTAC units.
Right.
So I've got all of that. And I've got my life cycle costs. Let's look at a different system type just for the heck of it. Let's look at system 3. Okay, now you can see, I've got my heat pumps, okay? I've got my condenser piping, I'm variable speed delta P control, all the things that I need for a heat pump system.
I love it.
Everything is here. I can go in, and if I didn't go through the wizard, if I went through the advanced tabs, I can pick different system types. So I don't like the 4 that are there. I can go in and change them, make them whatever system types I want.
Right. When you show this to engineers, Tony, are they, we already know about that, or like, we'll never use it, or I would think they'd be very excited.
Most of the engineers that I've showed this to are really excited about it.
Right.
What they like is the fact that this is a first pass, easy tool. Now, it's not going to replace the stuff by the big guys.
But if you're an engineer and you've got an owner who's, I want the most efficient, cost doesn't matter, right? And a lot of people say that until they see the cost, then it matters.
Right.
But this can give them a tool to say, look, I know you want VRF or chill beam. Here's a quick snapshot of what you're looking at. I'm okay to design it that way, but I want to make sure we don't get too far down the road and you get sticker shock. So
well,
the
last thing an engineer wants is to get 60% into the design and the owner go, well, I don't want that VRF stuff, or I've been reading all this stuff about A2Ls and I'm scared. Right. Okay, valid point.
Right.
Now you got to go back and start over again.
Right.
Now you may not have to do your load calculations, but now you got a whole bunch of design work that just got trashed.
Yeah.
This is a quick way to sit down and have that discussion with an owner and show him real numbers.
Yeah, that's great.
And the thing I like about it is I can go in and change the energy cost model. I can change the actual dollars per kW and all that to match what that owner may actually be paying. And with doing that now, Mr. Owner, if you don't like the numbers I'm showing you, tell me what numbers to put in here.
Right.
If you've got 2 chucks in a truck that's going to be your contractor that's working for...
Was that 2 chucks in a truck?
Yeah, 2 chucks in a truck.
I've never heard that before. I like it. It makes sense.
No
offense to the chucks watching.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's about what we can do to help the engineer make intelligent, informed decisions for their client and give them information quickly.
Right.
Rather than getting buried into a design.
Right. And if you decide chill water's the way to go, hey, we can help you with that. If
exactly.
Not, that's great too.
Exactly. And yes, we want to build hydronic systems. That's what we want.
Of course, it's your business.
Because that's what we do.
Right.
But we also want owners to be well informed.
Right.
We want them to understand what they're getting.
Yeah.
And so, if I look at this, there's my overview screen, and this is kind of cool from an overview screen for life cycle. Okay, I've got my life cycle cost. Here's how many system replacements I'm going to do with the different system types over the life expectancy of the system.
Right. PTACs, you would expect
a bunch.
Tear them out, throw a new one in there. Right.
Even VRF and water source heat pump, you're going to have some replacement costs.
We're in Orlando right now. We're at the mecca of hotel PTACs.
Oh God, yes. I'm not a fan of PTACs. I'm not a fan of PTACs.
They're cheap. They keep the room costs down. I get it.
So one of the things you'll notice that we have beer. Everybody loves beer,
Interesting. Right? This industry's going in a whole strange direction now.
Yes. So beer is the building energy efficiency ratio.
Okay.
So we all know what EER is, as it regards to equipment.
Right.
But the problem is, what's the efficiency rating of the entire building?
Right.
This is what we've done.
Okay.
We've come up with a cooling system beer rating. So it's building energy efficiency ratio. We've got nice, bar chart for line chart for life cycle cost by year. We also took and looked and said, okay, here's how much refrigerant's in your system.
Right.
What do you want to do? Okay. The first 3 types are pretty normal until you move to VRF. VRF's got a lot more refrigerant in it. It's just the reality to it.
Yeah.
Good, bad, or otherwise, that's what it is. And I'm not saying good or bad about VRF.
Some owners care.
Yeah, some do.
Some don't.
Depends on your building type.
And there's no perfect system for every job.
Right.
Right?
So let's look at energy. Okay? So now here's our energy cost all broken down.
Right.
Okay? For, heating pump and fan, cooling pump and fan, the beers, everything that you want to see is all here.
Right.
Okay? We even take it monthly and life cycle cost. Okay?
Nice.
And then this last one, beers weren't enough. We had to move to deers. So a deer is the demand energy efficiency ratio.
Okay.
Okay? So,
yeah.
We look at buildings and we talk about HVAC energy efficiency. And when we talk about that energy efficiency, we're always talking about the perfect world. What's it do on a demand day?
Right.
What's the energy impact on a demand day? That's what this is really talking about. Is
in case you're in an area with high demand charges, California, probably New York, stuff
so
like that.
This gives you that demand energy efficiency ratio based on how the building's really going to do in those climate extremes.
Love it.
So the cool part is that once you get all done with this, you can print this out, print a nice, neat printed report. It's about 15, 20 pages long. It's got all the charts in it. It's all in color. And the nice thing is, now you've got that, you put it in your job file, save it electronically if you want, hand it to the owner and say, Mr. Owner, I really want you to read all this, and let's talk about all this, and let's figure out what really makes the most sense for your building.
That's right.
Because we want owners that are smarter.
Right.
We want them to know what they're getting. Because the last thing we want is an owner that's unhappy at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Tony, this is amazing. So, just a quick refresher, BEST, Building Efficiency System Tool, BEST, over here. TACO website.
Yep.
You can go there and download it for free.
Yep, it's downloadable for free.
Try it out, call your TACO rep. If you're having trouble with it, they'll be glad to help you with it.
Yep.
And if you need the website, look in the video description here, and this is great. So what do you think about the show so far?
Show's been great. We've had really phenomenal booth traffic. We've had a lot of people coming through, talking about a lot of our different products. Our executive chairman's been here all day. That's Johnny White standing over there.
Great.
He's been here in the booth all day, talking to people, talking to customers, talking to our different reps. He's very, very engaged with people.
Excellent.
So one of the other things that this year, if you look at this back video wall, this is the 50th anniversary of our 007 circulator.
007.
Yes, and the 007 refers to its size.
All right, let's check this out real quick.
So way back when, this was the original 007. These were the original 007s, okay? When we moved to the original wet rotor circulators, and from 1958.
Now we're looking at circulator pumps?
Yeah, these are circulators. These are residential, light commercial circulators for typically hot water boiler systems.
Got it.
Okay? These things have been around. These were the workhorse for the industry for a very, very long time.
Right.
Okay? We moved from these to this one over here.
All right.
Let's
move over here. I'll let you get in the camera frame so we don't bother. Oh, there we go. Okay.
So this is our newest one.
Wow, it looks fancy.
Yes, this is the 007E. So this is the ECM version. Mm-hmm. Okay, ultra high efficiency, meets all the same performance criteria that those did, now in a slightly smaller form factor and an ECM motor.
I love it.
So huge changes in the industry. We're moving towards more and more better efficiencies, and coming in 2027, we've got the DOE mandate that all circulators are going to have to be ECM. We're light speeds ahead of where the rest of the industry is at.
Got it. So
this is just one of our circulators, but this is the 50th anniversary of this one.
That's exciting, and you can't see it on the video, but there's tons of other stuff here. I'm going to come back.
Okay.
By tomorrow or Wednesday when I get a gap, and I'll bring the camera and we'll do some more stuff, because there's a lot of stuff going on here I really want to bring to the community. So,
well, Tony, as always, thank you, my friend.
Thank you, Tony.
It's good seeing you.
Did a great job. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.